What's going on today, guys? Massive modulatable dual filter here, and welcome back to an episode of WNN, the literal only music production news show on YouTube. But what about shut up. No, we're not talking about them. We got lots of stories for you tonight. We got FL Studio 21.2 beta, including stem separation. Yeah, Ableton's done for, guys. We have the first AI pop singer. Spoiler alert. It's bad. We got the Burning Man disaster. It's bad. We got new plugins. We got people running out on their haircuts, apparently. Well, that happens all the time. We have rappers running out on haircuts. In our first story, FL Studio 21.2 beta has been revealed, and it will feature native stem separation in it. Now, this has sparked up the DAW wars again online. People saying FL Studio wins, Ableton's done for. And they might be right, Ableton is done for. Ableton can't even run at this point. And then we got FL Studio just dunking on them with native stems. But I don't know how many people know this, but they are not the first DAW to have native stem separation in their software. We got Traction Waveform, we got Serato Studio. You can do it in Ableton with a Max for Live splitter device. Splitter's okay, I don't know. At this point, splitter's it's old news. So, you know, your typical stem separation clip, things sound all right in it. Anyways, it's over for Ableton, guys. We got to pack it up. You know, at this point, I might be switching over to Reaper. Can't even save sometimes in Ableton. Definitely a cool little time saver, but it's not anything you couldn't do with a whole host of websites, apps, or VSTs before this, but it will save you some time and maybe a lot of time in the long run, depending how often you stem things. Now, it seems like it works pretty well in this clip of this song here. Now, how well will it work with other songs? We do not quite know yet. ImageLine does claim that it is better than any other stem separation software on the internet. I don't know if I really believe that personally because they're all based off of each other, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. If you guys own FL Studio, you can go try it out now. Just go get the beta. Now, the beta obviously has some other new features as well too, including FL Cloud, which has a large library of loops and samples within it. You will find this in the Sounds tab in the browser. FL Cloud is free during this beta period. It will always feature free sounds within it, but they will add paid content when it comes out as well too. It definitely seems like they are adding reasons for people to actually pay for FL Studio at this point, and it might actually be working, especially since you don't have to pay for updates. Some of these features seem to require online connectivity too, so you won't really get away with extended free trials. In our next story here, we are going to talk about the first AI pop singer. Is it trash? Yeah, it's trash. Okay, so her name is Nunu Uri. The first AI pop singer just released a debut single after signing with industry giant Warner Music. Shitty the video is. The music it's whatever. I mean, it sounds like it'd be really annoying. Like, it sounds like something you hear in a supermarket and then turn around and leave immediately. But the dance move is just, she doesn't have many dance moves, it seems like. She looks oddly like a child too, which, a lot of people seem to be pointing out. Yeah, this shit sucks. Get me out of here. This looks like Gorillaz without the budget. I agree, Voice Mod. This is a long shot, but ratio. Well, it wasn't too much of a long shot. You owned them. Even she looks depressed. At this point, they might as well not even say it's AI. I think they'll have a better reception by not saying it's AI. Debut track was written and recorded by talented songwriters and musicians, the company said. I don't think there's a single person here that says it's good. All right, well, that was awful. Let's move on to our next story. We're gonna need a nice little palette cleanser here. Cable Guys released a new plugin called FILTERSHAPER XL. It is a new version of their FILTERSHAPER plugin. It is a free upgrade. It has a free demo, and you can buy it if you don't own FILTERSHAPER. It is not a part of ShaperBox though. It costs $49 the intro offer and is $79 normally.
If you like crazy filter effects and deep complex modulation, we've got the plugin for you. Meet FILTERSHAPER XL, this modern reboot of a classic Cable Guys plugin.
Ratio infiltrator better. Ugh. Just kidding, obviously, guys. I know, I'll shut up about old reliable, okay?
It delivers a pair of multi-mode filters.
So it has multiple filters and you can run it in parallel or serial, meaning you can have it one after the other or run next to each other simultaneously. It actually seems like it's pretty nice if you need to do this sort of thing to your sounds, which I often find myself, you know, having to do. I mean, combining this with Old Reliable, dare I say, I'm just going to start calling it Old Reliable until they start paying me money. You know who I'm talking about. You know what you owe. Pay up. I like that one. I like that one. Now, for some reason on their website, they don't make it exactly clear the differences between this and FilterShaper 3 unless you scroll down to the FAQ section down at the bottom. I do not believe it works within ShaperBox. I'm assuming ShaperBox 4 will have this featured within it. This is just a partial upgrade on their way to ShaperBox 4. If I had to guess, that stupid song is stuck in my head now. One by one. Maybe it was written by talented songwriters and musicians. How else could it get stuck in my head like this? In our next story here, we're going to be talking about the Burning Man disaster. Now, many of you may think Burning Man is a festival, and you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. It's apparently a city wherein almost everything that happens is created entirely by its citizens, who are active participants in the experience. Their words, not mine. It dates back to the late 80s and is hosted in the Black Rock Desert in Nevada. The community is guided by certain principles such as radical inclusion, gifting, not grifting, demodification, radical self-reliance, radical self-expression, a lot of radicals, communal effort, civic responsibility, leaving no trace, participation, and immediacy. Oh yeah, and also drugs. Lots of drugs and raves and self-made art installations and weird art shit. I've just saved a word from my producer that I said installation very strangely. It's installation, not installation. Thank you.
Just said received very strangely.
I'm gonna murder my producer.
Should I leave the room?
Yeah, before I kill you.
He's strangling me.
These days, it's become very popular with the Silicon Valley type as well as the wealthy elite class. According to the AV Club, this year, the guy who argued in favor of child slavery on behalf of Nestle in front of the real Supreme Court set up a faux Supreme Court. What the fuck? So if Burning Man interests you, because I know that really sounded interesting and you want to check that out in real life, wait to book your tickets, okay? Because it didn't go great this year. Some might even say awful. I'm going to walk you through this entire debacle and hopefully dispel some misinformation out there, but no, there was no Ebola outbreak. I'm sure at least one person watching this thinks there is still an Ebola outbreak there. So the first thing that happened, climate activists blocked the road going into Burning Man in order to protest a large carbon footprint. One of the issues being the large amount of private jets flying into Burning Man. The other issue being the large use of single-use plastics, since over 70,000 people attend. It's definitely become the far cry from the hippie utopia people used to see it as. Anyways, this had a Nevada Ranger crashing into the barricade and pulling out a taser, allowing people to get through. Now, when I watched this video here, I don't understand why people didn't just drive around them. It looks like there's room to the side of the barricade where you could, drive a little bit off-road and just swerve around them. Following this, a literal shitload of rain hit the city. Apparently 2 to 3 months of rain happened within 24 hours. I don't even have stock footage to show what that looks like. This left more than 70,000 people stranded. And of course, the internet memed, as they do. Being trapped at Burning Man seems almost as bad as being trapped in a conversation with someone who went to Burning Man. All those tarot cards and not one person at Burning Man saw this coming. The gate and airport at Black Rock City was shut down, of course, as you'd expect. And obviously there was because why wouldn't there be? There was misinformation being spread around on the internet that an Ebola outbreak was the reason for all these people being stranded / quarantined. They weren't quarantined. Some celebrities actually decided to trek 6 miles away, this including Diplo, Chris Rock, Cindy Crawford, and they were picked up by some fans on the way out. Diplo was reported as saying Chris Rock thought there was going to be a cannibalism issue. One person did reportedly die though, but it was not due to weather conditions. The conditions cleared up and everybody was able to leave Monday morning. In our next story, we have another new plugin. Why wouldn't we? This one is called Fuser by Mastering the Mix, and it is deemed a smart unmasking plugin. Many of you may say, unmasking plugin, I got 20 of those. Why do I need this one? This one does seem like it has a few new interesting things about it. Fuser resolves conflicting channels by assisting you in adjusting volume balance, enhancing phase optimization, and implementing intelligent mid-side sidechain ducking. Now to me, what stands out the most here is the automatic phase correction, as well as the mid-side sidechain ducking. Let's take a listen to the before and after they provided. Before. After. You can definitely hear a lot more clarity there, but I do kind of wonder if they did other things to the mix as well too. But it definitely does sound a lot clearer. So I was looking at the waveform in editing and I noticed that the after version is clearly louder. If you're interested in checking this out, there's a free trial and it costs 59 USD to buy. In our next story here, YK Osiris has reportedly skipped out on paying for a haircut. This is big news, guys. Everybody needs to know about this. Normally, I would say allegedly, but apparently it has been resolved. Therefore, you know, he paid for the haircut, so it must have really happened.
All right, I had to have to come to the internet with this, but I guess I got to. Y'all know I cut my first celebrity client, YK Osiris, last week. I charged him $150 for the cut. The cut went up. He paid me $200. He tipped me $50. No complaints. But he had hit me up to come line him up last Tuesday. I went, line him up. I charged him $100 for the lineup. This nigga hit me with the, all right, I'm gonna cash app you. Instantly, I knew. I was like, I'm like, I don't think he gonna do me like that. It's just $100. It's not $100K. But in fact, he did.
Why did it cut to them being outside? They couldn't finish this recording in the room?
I'm in LA right now. I was in Atlanta at the time, so it was 3 hours. So it was at 10 o'clock. I was like, no, I'm gonna give it a few days. Maybe he's super busy, so I gave it a few days, right? Up until yesterday, I got tired. I was like, okay, cool. Let me hit him up and see what's going on, because it's been too long. This is what he says.
Yo, what's up? I know you're a busy person. I tried to give it some time, but I was wondering if you could cash app me the $100 you owe me for that lineup I did on Tuesday. Yeah, my shit was down because I cash app too much. Hold on. Okay.
And then proceeds to post this video on his story.
Hey, look, I'm cash apping everybody's birthday this in September. Don't ask me why.
Bro, I'm like, this can't be real life. Like, this cannot be real life. What's crazy is when I posted the video, I had my followers
Why is this person out on the road now?
commenting like, make sure he pay you because you know he like to run off. But I was being so naive. But it's all good because it's never about the money. It's more so about the principle. And God don't like ugly. You reap what you sow, man.
I like how they're walking in the road and they have to look behind themselves because they're like, I hope a car's not going to run me over while I'm doing this. Because apparently this person can't stand still while they're filming this video. 1 minute they're in their room. The next minute they're out walking on the wrong side of the road backwards.
Be careful out here. These folks shiesty, especially these celebrities, man.
It's kind of wild, this person, like, I almost wonder if this is like trolling for attention, not for the barber, but for YK Osiris, because what reason do you have to not pay your barber, you know? I feel like it might be something for attention. Anyways, we got an update on this story while I was filming this. Okay, so the barber said they received payment from YK Osiris, and they said it took way too much for me to get my bread. Wild. So he sent 120, so he paid a little extra. Let's talk about how you called me twice and how you texted me saying how you just got out of jail on Labor Day. I want to see the jail receipts. You should have just owned your wrong. I would have much rather appreciated that than the money. I just got out of jail. I'll never let you cut my hair ever. Why would I ever want to cut your hair again? All right, this is the portion of the news that's just TMZ shit. Lil Reese apparently poured a drink on a homeless man. Why? I don't fucking know. Just the guy is just sleeping on the ground and he just fucking pours beer on his head.
Get his ass. Get his ass. Wake up, put that bitch on his head. Put that bitch on his head. Fuck him. Put that bitch on his head. Come on, man. That ain't right, man.
Why would you do this and then post this, man? Not a good look, man. Not a good look. Apparently, Drake gave $50,000 to a fan that said they spent their furniture money on Drake tickets. I don't know if we should reward that sort of stupid behavior. Okay, guys, that's it for this episode of WNN. What was your favorite part? Let me know down in the comments. For every person who presses a like button on this video, I will personally cut your hair. You got to pay me, though, or I'm going to post about it. I'm going to get my money. If you want to support the channel, consider joining my Patreon or becoming a channel member. You get perks such as a sample pack at the end of every month. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other news videos. I'll link it at the end here. I'll see you guys next time.